Stop counting your steps, put the pedometer down, ignore the ring on your smartwatch, because if you are relying on 10,000 steps to save your life or melt your belly fat, you are playing a game that your biology was designed to lose. We have been sold a comfortable lie. The lie is that 10,000 steps is the magic number for health and weight loss. It is not. The lie is that movement equals progress, that a calorie burned walking through the grocery store is the same as a calorie burned with intention. It is not. You see, the human body is the most efficient survival machine on the planet. It is designed to hoard energy, not waste it. When you walk the way 99% of people walk, distracted, slouched, and slow, your body enters efficiency mode. It burns almost nothing. It protects your fat stores like a miser protects gold. Every step you take in that mode reinforces the lock. But there is a back door, a specific metabolic state, where the body has no choice but to unlock the vault. That is what we are going to find today. Today we are going to talk about metabolic flux, the science of switching your body's fuel source from sugar to fat. We are going to dismantle the 10-0-0-0 step myth and replace it with a protocol based on the latest science. This protocol is grounded in research on mitochondrial density and lipid oxidation, the science of how your cells burn fat. If you are tired of putting in the miles and seeing zero change in the mirror, this is the missing manual you never received. Welcome back to the channel. If you are ready to stop moving blindly and start training your biology, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We don't do trends here, we do science. On this channel, we don't do trends, we do science. And the science of walking is far more powerful than a simple step count. To understand why your daily walk isn't working, you have to understand the hybrid engine concept. Your body doesn't just burn one fuel. Think of your body as a dual fuel vehicle. It has two main fuel sources, glucose, which is sugar, and lipids, which are fat. Fuel number one is glucose. This sugar is stored in your liver and muscles as glycogen, ready for quick access. Glucose burns fast and cheap. It's meant for emergencies, like when you need a quick burst of energy. Think of glucose like rocket fuel. You use it to run from a tiger or sprint to catch a bus. Fuel number two is lipids, fat. This is your reserve tank stored in fat cells around the body. Fat burns slow and hot. It provides steady, long-lasting energy, and it's nearly infinite in supply. Even a lean person has enough body fat to walk for weeks without eating. That's how much energy is stored. Here's the problem. Most people spend their entire lives stuck in sugar-burning mode, even when they exercise. When you go for a jog and you're panting, heavily breathing through your mouth, your body senses high stress. Your body thinks you're running from a predator, so it shuts down fat burning and dumps sugar into your blood for quick energy. When your body senses high stress, it shuts down fat burning. It's a survival reflex that prioritizes quick energy over long-term fuel. The exit doors of your fat cells get blocked. Fat takes too long to break down, so your body locks it away and looks for faster fuel. Instead, your body dumps sugar into your bloodstream for quick energy. It's like a fire alarm that forces you to use the emergency fuel first. You finish your run exhausted, and you haven't burned an ounce of body fat. All that effort and the fat stays locked in storage. Because you burned so much sugar, your brain screams at you to eat carbohydrates immediately. It's a powerful urge to refill the empty tank. This is why cardio makes you hungry. It's not a failure of willpower, it's biology. Your body is just trying to replace the sugar it burned. We need to flip the switch. We need to move in a way that signals safety, not danger. That's the key to unlocking fat burning. This brings us to the golden window. In clinical physiology, it's called the zone of maximal fat oxidation, the sweet spot for burning fat. Imagine a candle. If you blow on it too hard, the flame goes out. If you don't give it enough oxygen, it smokes. You need the perfect steady stream of air. Your fat is the wax. Oxygen is the air that burns it. You need just the right amount of oxygen to melt the fat without extinguishing the process. You need massive amounts of oxygen delivered to your cells without spiking your heart rate into the panic zone. That's the challenge. This is the paradox. You have to work harder than a stroll, but easier than a run. It's the perfect middle ground for fat burning. You don't need a $500 lab test to find your ideal walking pace. There's a simple, reliable method you can use right now called the sentence test. Tomorrow on your walk, try speaking in a full paragraph to yourself or a friend. If you can complete several sentences without gasping for air, you're in the right zone. At this pace, you would struggle to whistle a tune. That's the sweet spot. Not easy enough for a melody, but not hard enough for breathlessness. If you can whistle easily while walking, You're moving too slow. That's just transportation, not the fat-burning zone you need. On the other hand, if you can't finish a sentence without gasping, you're going too fast. That kicks your body into sugar-burning mode, not fat-burning. The goal is to be right on the edge of discomfort. You should feel a slight challenge, but remain in total control of your breathing. In this state, you'll feel heat building in your body and a slight need for more air. But you're not panicked. You're in a controlled, safe zone. This sends a clear signal to your mitochondria. We are moving. We need energy, but we are safe. That safety signal is the key. That safety signal unlocks your fat cells, allowing stored fat to be released and burned for energy. This is the biological switch most people never flip. Now let's upgrade the hardware. The real reason you struggle to lose weight isn't just about calories. It's about mitochondrial dysfunction. Mitochondria are the power plants inside your cells. They are the furnaces that burn fat for energy. Think of them as tiny engines in every cell. Sedentary people have weak, tiny, inefficient mitochondria. They can't burn fat effectively because the furnaces are too small and sluggish. Athletes have dense, robust mitochondria, the furnaces inside their cells that burn fat efficiently. These are built over time through consistent, targeted movement, not by accident. Low-intensity, steady-state walking, done in that specific zone where you can talk but not sing, triggers a process called mitochondrial biogenesis. Your cells literally grow new furnaces. Walking correctly for 45 to 60 minutes at the right pace with good form grows these new furnaces throughout your body. You aren't just exercising, you are upgrading your cellular hardware. This isn't just about burning calories for that hour. You are building a bigger engine, a more powerful metabolic machine that will serve you long after you finish walking. 6 months from now, if you stick with this, you will burn more fat while you are sleeping, simply because you have built the machinery to do so. Your body becomes a fat-burning machine. This machinery, those dense mitochondria, is built through consistent, correct walking practice. It is not genetic luck. It is a skill you can develop with intention. But simply walking at one pace even correctly isn't enough for the modern world. Our bodies adapt quickly, and we need to accelerate the process to keep challenging our biology. This is where we introduce Protocol Alpha, the incline variance strategy, a simple change to your walking surface that doubles the metabolic demand without adding joint stress. Flat ground is easy for your body. It uses elastic recoil, the springiness of your tendons, to bounce you forward with minimal effort. It's cheating your muscles out of work. Your tendons store and release energy like a rubber band on flat terrain. This makes walking efficient, which is great for covering distance, but terrible for forcing your body to burn fat. To strip off visceral belly fat, the dangerous fat wrapped around your organs, we need to remove that bounce. We need to make your muscles do the work, not your tendons. We need dead weight resistance that eliminates the elastic advantage. This is where incline comes in. A hill or a treadmill slope forces pure muscular effort from your glutes and hamstrings. Find a hill near your home or set your treadmill to a 10 to 12% incline. That slope is your metabolic shortcut. When you walk on flat ground, every step acts like a mini brake. Your body uses elastic recoil from tendons to bounce forward, cheating the effort. Walking uphill changes everything. Each step becomes a concentric contraction, requiring pure muscular force from your glutes and hamstrings. No cheating allowed. The incline directly engages your glutes and hamstrings, the largest muscles in your body. These muscles are powerful metabolic engines when activated. Walking on an incline roughly doubles the caloric demand compared to flat ground, without the joint-pounding impact of running. It's efficient and joint-friendly. Engaging these large muscle groups activates countless glucose receptors on the muscle cells. This signals your body to pull sugar out of your bloodstream for fuel. Think of your muscles as sponges for blood sugar. The harder they work, the more they soak up excess glucose from your blood, keeping your levels stable. The bigger and more active your muscle sponge, the more sugar it can soak up. This is why stronger legs from incline walking improve your whole body metabolism. Try this. Walk at a steep incline for just 20 minutes. Keep your hands off the rails and focus on driving through your heels with each step. Never hold the rails on a treadmill. It changes your posture, reduces effort, and signals your brain that you're not really working. Let your body balance naturally. Holding the rails reduces your caloric burn by nearly 30%. You're essentially cheating yourself out of the very progress you're trying to make. Instead, swing your arms naturally and drive through your heel with each step. This engages your core, improves balance, and maximizes every movement. You will sweat more in just 20 minutes of incline walking than you would in an entire hour on flat ground. That is a direct comparison from the research on energy expenditure during grade walking. And because incline walking keeps your heart rate steady without spiking into the panic zone, your cortisol levels stay low throughout the session. That is critical because high cortisol drives belly fat storage, not loss. Now let us talk about chemistry, specifically the caffeine-cortisol axis. Caffeine can raise cortisol temporarily, but when used correctly, it becomes a powerful tool for fat mobilization. There is an ongoing debate: should you walk fasted on an empty stomach or fed? Both have benefits, but for fat loss, the fasted approach has a clear edge if you combine it with the right catalyst. Fasted walking is the superior tool for the mature adult looking to lose fat, but only when paired with the right catalyst, which we will get to in a moment. The key is timing and preparation. When you wake up, your insulin levels are at rock bottom. Overnight, your body has been fasting. So insulin, the hormone that tells cells to store fat, is naturally low. That rock bottom insulin is the perfect environment for fat loss. With insulin low, the doors to your fat cells are unlocked, and your body can access stored fat for energy. But if you eat a bagel or any carbohydrate-heavy breakfast, insulin spikes sharply, and the doors to your fat cells lock shut for hours. That is why timing your first meal matters so much. Here is the protocol. Wake up, hydrate with water, then drink black coffee or green tea. No sugar, no cream, just the pure beverage. This sets the stage for fat mobilization. Caffeine does something fascinating. It increases the circulation of free fatty acids in your bloodstream. It essentially tells your fat cells to release their stored fat into the blood. Caffeine literally pulls the fat out of storage and puts it into the blood, waiting to be burned. This is a chemical process that happens naturally within about 30 to 60 minutes of consumption. Those free fatty acids now float in your bloodstream, waiting to be burned. But here is the catch. If you do not use them, they will just be restored, often right back in the belly. But here is the catch. If you drink that coffee and sit in your car, those fatty acids have nowhere to go. They eventually just get stored again, often right back in the belly. You have to use the fuel you liberated by walking immediately after caffeine consumption. You oxidize those free fatty acids. You are completing the cycle. Unlock, transport, burn. However, there is a mental component we cannot ignore. We have to discuss the dopamine detachment. Walk into any gym, look at any sidewalk. What do you see? People walking with their necks bent down staring at a screen. Biologically, this is a disaster. When your eyes focus on a near object like a phone, your brain activates the sympathetic nervous system, the stress system. It creates a tunnel vision effect that mimics anxiety. If you are walking to lower stress and burn fat, looking at your phone is counterproductive. It keeps cortisol effectively high. And as we know, cortisol promotes belly fat storage. You need optic flow. Optic flow is the visual experience of the world moving past your eyes. When you look at the horizon or look at the trees passing by in your peripheral vision, it signals the amygdala, the brain's fear center, to calm down. It lowers breathing rates. It lowers cortisol. So the rule is simple. No screens. Audiobooks are fine. Music is fine. But your eyes must be up. Your posture must be tall. This opens the diaphragm, allows for deeper oxygen intake, and lowers the stress hormones that are holding on to your weight. Let's get granular. Let's talk about the second heart. Deep inside your calf muscle lies the soleus, a muscle that is unique in the human body because it is designed not to fatigue. It can work for hours. Recent research has shown that the soleus is a metabolic powerhouse. It is exceptionally good at pulling glucose and lipids out of the blood, but most people walk with a lazy foot. They shuffle, they don't push off. To maximize the metabolic effect of your walk, you need a full range of motion. You need the toe off. When you step, roll through the entire foot, and push off with your big toe, you should feel your calf engage with every step. This pumping action does two things. It activates the soleus for maximum metabolic regulation. It acts as a pump for your venous system, pushing blood back up to the heart, clearing out metabolic waste products and reducing inflammation in the legs. When you look at the horizon or watch trees pass in your peripheral vision, something remarkable happens inside your brain. The amygdala, your fear center, receives a signal that everything is calm and safe. This visual experience, called optic flow, lowers your breathing rate and reduces cortisol levels naturally. Your body interprets the wide open view as a safe environment, not a threat. The rule is simple. No screens while you walk. Audiobooks and music are perfectly fine, but your eyes must stay off the phone. Looking at a closed screen keeps your stress system active, your eyes must stay up, and your posture must stay tall. This isn't just about looking confident. It changes the way your body processes the walk at a chemical level. A tall posture opens your diaphragm. This allows for deeper, more efficient oxygen intake with every breath. More oxygen means your cells can burn fat more effectively. Deeper oxygen intake lowers the stress hormones that are holding on to your weight. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, directly promotes belly fat storage. Lowering it is essential. Let me introduce you to your second heart. Deep inside your calf muscle lies a muscle called the soleus. It is unlike any other muscle in your body because it is designed not to fatigue. The soleus muscle is uniquely designed to resist fatigue. While other muscles tire quickly, the soleus is packed with slow-twitch fibers that can contract repeatedly without wearing out. This means the soleus can work for hours without tiring. It keeps pumping and contracting, which is exactly what you need for sustained fat burning during a long walk. Recent research has shown that the soleus is a metabolic powerhouse. It is exceptionally good at pulling glucose and lipids out of your bloodstream, helping regulate your metabolism. The soleus excels at pulling glucose and lipids from your blood. This action helps keep your blood sugar stable and provides a direct route for burning stored fat as fuel. But most people walk with a lazy, shuffling foot. They don't push off properly, so they never fully engage the soleus. This wastes the muscle's incredible metabolic potential. You need a full range of motion in your walking stride. That means moving from heel strike through the arch and pushing off with the toe. Roll through the entire foot with each step and push off with your big toe. This engages the calf muscles fully. You should feel your calf engage with every single step you take. That sensation means you are activating the muscle properly. This toe-off action activates the soleus muscle deep in your calf. The soleus is a metabolic powerhouse that helps regulate blood sugar and fat burning. The pumping action from your calf muscles also pushes venous blood back up toward your heart. It acts like a second heart for circulation. This pumping clears metabolic waste products from your legs and reduces inflammation over time. It keeps your circulation healthy. If you finish your walk and your shins hurt, your walking technique is wrong. Shin pain means you are not using your full foot properly. If your calves and glutes feel warm after walking, your technique is right. That warmth means you are engaging the correct muscles. But what if you cannot walk in the morning? There is another effective protocol that works after meals. It is called the glucose disposal protocol. It is designed for after heavy meals when blood sugar spikes. After a heavy dinner or too many carbs, you might feel that food coma slump. Your blood sugar rises and you feel sleepy. Sitting on the couch after eating is the worst response. It lets the sugar linger in your bloodstream, raising insulin and storing fat. When you sit still after a meal, your leg muscles are essentially asleep. They stop pulling sugar out of your blood, so insulin and glucose both stay high. And when insulin stays elevated, it signals your body to store energy as fat, especially around the belly. That's the direct path to inflammation and unwanted weight gain. The fix is surprisingly simple. Just 10 minutes of walking immediately after you finish eating. That's all it takes to shift your body's response. Walking after a meal creates a sink for that glucose. Your contracting muscles act like a sponge, pulling sugar out of your bloodstream and using it for fuel. This happens through a special mechanism called non-insulin mediated uptake. Your muscles can absorb sugar directly without needing insulin's permission. So when you walk after eating, you flatten your blood sugar curve. That means no crash, no fatigue, and no desperate craving for more carbs an hour later. Because you avoid that big insulin spike, your body can get back to burning fat much sooner. The fat burning window opens back up faster. In fact, 3 short 10-minute walks after breakfast, lunch, and dinner is scientifically more effective than 1 long 30-minute walk done at a random time. Timing is biology. A walk right after eating works with your body's natural rhythms, not against them. That's why meal-adjacent walking outperforms random timing. Let's put all of this together into a usable blueprint. We call it the Metabolic Flux routine. It's simple, science-backed, and designed for real life. Step 1, timing. Ideally, first thing in the morning, fasted with caffeine. If not, then immediately after meals. That's when your body is most ready to burn fat. Step 2, pace. Find the zone where you can talk but not sing. That's the sweet spot for fat oxidation. You want to feel a gentle heat, not breathlessness. If you cannot walk in the morning, there is another powerful option. Walk immediately after each meal. Just 10 minutes after breakfast, lunch, and dinner creates a powerful glucose disposal effect. Step 2 is the pace. You are hunting for that metabolic edge where you can talk in complete sentences but you cannot sing a tune. That is the zone of maximal fat oxidation. Step 3 is the terrain. Get off the flat ground, find a hill, use a treadmill incline, or if you are advanced, wear a weighted vest. Wear a weighted vest. This adds resistance without the impact of running. We need resistance, not just passive movement. Flat ground walking lets your tendons bounce you forward, cheating the muscles. Incline walking forces pure muscular effort from your glutes and hamstrings. Step 4 is the tech. Put the phone away. Get your eyes on the horizon. When you look at a screen while walking, your brain activates the stress system, keeping cortisol high and blocking fat burning. Step 5 is the engagement. Drive through the toe. Squeeze the glute with every step. This activates the soleus muscle, a metabolic powerhouse that pulls glucose and fat out of your bloodstream. Every step should be a deliberate contraction, not a passive fall. If you shuffle or let your foot slap down, you lose the metabolic benefit. Make each step intentional, from heel strike through toe off. Walking is the most underrated tool in the arsenal of human health, but we have let it become passive. We have let it become junk volume, movement without metabolic purpose. You have the power to turn a simple stroll into a powerful physiological signal. When you walk with intention, your body interprets it as a command to upgrade your metabolism, not just move through space. That signal tells your body to lean out, to build more mitochondrial furnaces, and to thrive. It is not about distance. It is about the quality of the signal you send to your biology with each step. Walk with intention. Do not just walk to reach the destination. Walk to change the machine. Every step is a choice, passive movement or metabolic transformation. Walk to change the machine, not just to arrive. That is the difference between transportation and training. Your body is listening. Give it the right signal, and it will respond. If you found real value in this deep dive into the science of walking and fat burning, please take a moment to like this video. Your like tells the algorithm that people want real science, not just trends. When you hit the like button, it signals to YouTube that this content is meaningful. It helps more people discover the science behind effective movement, not just the myths. Thank you for supporting real evidence. I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you prefer walking in the morning or at night? And what's your biggest challenge with staying consistent? Your answers might help someone else find their rhythm. And here's a quick question for you. Have you ever been walking on a treadmill and found yourself holding the rails? If so, you're not alone. But as we discussed, that reduces the calorie burn by nearly 30%. Let me know in the comments if you've made that mistake. I invite you to share your own walking habits, tips, or questions in the comment section below. This is a community of people who want to move smarter, not just more. Let's learn from each other and build better routines together. Remember, this video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making changes to your health or exercise routine. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.